All right. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 15th, 2020. And this morning, we're going to talk some leadership perspective. We're going to talk about separation season. This is separation season. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life. And then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right. What's happening, guys? Good morning to you and happy Tuesday. So I wanted to talk about separation season this morning because it's one of my favorite things to talk about is, that period of time, when you have the ability to separate from your competition. And it doesn't matter what that is in life, whether that's business or something, a goal that you're competing against, anything like that. You can really create some separation between you and the competition. Maybe that is your former self. Maybe that is one of your competitors in business, whatever that is for you. But separation season is that time when everybody else seems to go on autopilot. And it gives you the ability and opportunity to really capitalize on the fact that everybody else is on autopilot. And, when you're on autopilot, man, it is so easy to just go through days and weeks and sometimes months of just going through the motions, right? So there's a couple things that I would say about, that going through the motions. Number one is for you to be effective in separation season, you have to have a high level of focus. And a high level of focus is a result of doing repetitive actions over and over and over again that allow you to have that high level of focus while everybody else is kind of losing theirs. So there's a point where, and you've probably all seen this at some point. So in business, you'll see people that have really good runs for a period of a month or 2 months or 3 months. But those people that chain together long periods of success, sustained success over and over and over again, it is because those people have most likely worked on having a high level of discipline in their life and a very strict routine that they follow that has created that success, right? So they find something that works and they just keep doing it over and over and over again. One of the things that I get asked most frequently about the things that we do at the Pavement Group is, kind of what's the secret sauce, or what are the things that you guys do that have created some of the momentum and success that we've been able to have here over the last few years. And what I would tell you is this: it's not anything that you would think that it is. It is mostly the things that are very routine. Some might say boring, right? It's that blocking and tackling every single day that the team is committed to, right? It's doing everybody doing their own job and making sure that we have the discipline to sticking to our own standards, our own routines, the things that have made us successful in doing those things over and over again. It's not about getting fancy and hoping that those fancy things score you some touchdowns. It's about doing the things that are going to work. And so during this time of year, especially, for those of us who are in the construction business, and how you mentioned 33 degrees in New Hampshire this morning. So that is a wake-up call to everybody that's doing construction outside in that area where it gets a little bit cooler and we're working with temperatures. We're working against the temperatures and against the weather to finish this season. It's a warning shot that this is separation season. So it's from now until the end of the year is where success is really created in the construction business. And what happens for most companies and what I see with a lot of people out there is that they have worked so hard, and it is a long season, especially this year. It's been so many distractions and so many things that could take our attention and put it where it's not supposed to be. That wears on you. It wears on you mentally. It wears on you physically. And so this is the time when everybody looks and says, okay, I've got the expenses covered for the year. I've got this covered. I've got that covered. They take their foot off the gas. And so why it excites me to talk about separation season is this is where the great separate from the good. It is really the time of year where people that are going to excel and take their lives and their careers and their future to the next level, it's where those people have the ability to do that. So between now and the end of the year, what are you going to do differently? What are you going to focus on improving so that from September 15th to the end of the year, you create new routines that take you into 2021 with a better situation, with momentum, with the momentum that you need to capitalize on next year. So not just finish this year strong, but prepare yourself for a better 2021. What are the things that have not been strengths of yours throughout this year that you can focus on, really creating that discipline from now to the end of the year that change everything? And we're talking business right now, but this could be something in your family. It could be a routine that you've wanted to start with your children that you haven't done yet. It could be something that you wanted to do with your spouse that you haven't implemented into your marriage yet. But either way, I'm telling you, this is the time of year. It's fall in a lot of places, so for those of you in the South, this doesn't really apply. But for those of us here, I woke up to 42 degrees this morning. Hal woke up to 33 degrees. So it is that mentally you start to think maybe it's time to downshift. But in all reality, those people who are going to capitalize, those people are going to have massive success in their future. They are figuring out how to pass the competition, how when everybody else falls asleep at the wheel, you are able to capitalize on that by pushing yourself forward. What is your marketing message going to be? How a good suggestion in your area there would be for those people who haven't protected their investments, their pavement assets, or their driveways, their commercial properties, whatever it is. Maybe you can stretch your season by reminding people that crack sealing is a great thing to do right before winter comes. That's how people separate themselves from the competition. Maybe you can make an extra 20 grand this year just by hustling some crack sealing, right? These are the things. And whatever your business is, think about that. What can you do between now and the end of the year? Maybe your business is related to the holiday shopping season. If that's the case, September 15th, man, you got to start making those moves. You just got to start getting in front of more people. Maybe you start leveraging social media a little bit heavier. Maybe you run some Facebook ads, $5 a day or something like that helps you just keep staying in front of people, man. Keep staying out in front of your goals, in front of the things that you want to accomplish. And those things pay dividends when you do them consistently. Here's what most people do, and the reason that most people don't get the results that they're looking for and fall short of their goals. The reason that they fall short of their goals is not because they have bad ideas, not because they don't know what they're doing, not because on certain days they don't execute at a very high level. It's that they don't do it consistently enough for a long enough period of time. That's just the facts. If you go and follow somebody around, you will see that people do a lot more talking than they do action. And so when you talk a lot, but you don't have consistent, disciplined action over a long period of time, separation season happens to you in the wrong direction. Somebody is separating from you and moving out in front of your business, of your goals. They are achieving what you wanted to achieve because they are more consistent and more disciplined than you are. Those people that win over a long period of time, a very, very high percentage, you can never say 100%, but a very, very high percentage have the habits and the discipline that produce it. And that is just the facts. So separation season from now until the end of the year, it is a time when all of you have the ability. If you've had a rough year, you have the ability to change that between now and the end of the year. So can you have immense focus from now until whenever the end of the year is for you? Think about that. What can you do over the next 60 days that will change the trajectory of this year? And it will also give you the momentum that's required to start off 2021 on fire. Momentum, remember this, momentum is all about this. It's about converting your brain to believing that you're going to win again. We've all been in those situations where you feel like, man, I need to do something to get things moving. And what you're saying to yourself is, I need to find that momentum. I need to do something that helps me create the momentum. And when you get the momentum, you ride it to however far you can go, right? So when you're thinking about that, what can you do right now for the next week that will create momentum? It is absolutely a mental thing. It is, can you put in a week's worth of work in a singular direction, committed to one goal that's going to make a difference in 2020? Can you put together enough activities that start to create separation from your competition, that start to create separation from the old you? 1 week at a time, 1 day at a time. Those weeks turn into months, that turn into quarters, that turn into a couple year period where you can look back and say, man, we really got some stuff done. We really made some progress. We are really in a great position. But it all starts with that focus and that ability to recognize what it means when you can separate from your competition. And I'm telling you guys, listen to me when I tell you this. This of year that separation happens, because everybody else gets tired. For those of you who are sports fans, you watch professional sports, more games are won and lost in the fourth quarter than any other quarter. Games don't get won and lost in the first quarter, the second quarter. They get won and lost when people are physically taxed, when they are mentally taxed. Those people who have preparation are able to create separation. When you have the right preparation, you will be able to create separation from your competition because you're prepared to do it. You already know what you need to do. All you have to do is go execute. So I would challenge you guys to think about that as you enter this day, as you enter the 15th of September, just to think about, what do the next 60 days look like for you? What do they need to look like? Spend 30 minutes today. What do they need to look like for you to be in an ideal scenario? Personally, business, family-wise, what is it? Whatever it is that you want to choose to work on, or you can work on a multitude of things. What does it need to look like for you to look back and say, man, I won. I dominated those 60 days. When you think about that, then you start to work backwards to what activities you need to do every single day to be able to make that a possibility. And it will not be perfect, guys. You will not lay out a plan for 60 days and it all go exactly the way that you want it to. You will face challenges. You will hit adversity. You will face things that test you as to how committed you are to that goal. But those people that win, that create that separation, they don't let those short-term challenges stop them from a long-term goal. I just had this conversation with somebody on our team a few days ago. You have to reset that vision. We always have to be reminding ourselves of what the long term looks like. Because if you lose track of the long term, those little things become big things. Those little challenges become bigger challenges because you're just focused on how bad it sucks right now. But if you can focus on the long term every day, and you can reset your vision, and you can sell yourself on what it looks like 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, if you just keep putting in the work and you find people around you to keep putting in the work and to believe in that vision, and for all of you to remind each other of what it looks like in a year from now, in 2 years from now, 3, 5 years from now. That's how you create separation. You create separation by surrounding yourself with the right people, by taking the right actions, by holding each other accountable, by constantly resetting that vision and reselling that vision to yourself. There's art on my wall in my office that says, "Remember why you started." If you go back, for those of you who are in business, or maybe you're in a leadership position, when you took the job that you have, when you started the company that you own, why did you do it? What was it that drove you to have the guts and the courage to do that? If you can constantly go back to that vision, you can reset yourself. Separation season becomes very easy to create for yourself, because this is the time when you can dominate everybody else in your space, because the truth is everybody else is going to take their foot off the gas. And it is these days when you can double people up. You can literally just lap them in the race of business. Because everybody, listen, there's a lot of people that are having a good year in 2020 that I know. The question is, what do you do with that good year? Do you advance it to a year that you will never forget? Or do you just cash in your chips and say, man, we had a great year? Good enough. Check the box. Let's move on to 2021, and let's try to do it again. I urge you to think about that today. Where is your mind right now? Because all of us, including me, it's been a long year. It's been a taxing year. It's been a mentally and physically taxing year, right? For a lot of people. 2020 has required a lot of focus, and that focus will drain you mentally. It will challenge you mentally. But if you can dig deep, you can remember why you started, and you can refocus yourself, and you can refocus the people around you, you will finish this year with more satisfied customers, with happier employees, with people that feel accomplished, with a momentum that takes you into 2021 ready to dominate. That is what we're here to do, folks. That is what we're here to do. We're not here to just go through the motions. We are here to fulfill the talents that we've been gifted by a God that expects you to not be average. So I ask you this Tuesday to think about that. Write down what you want the rest of 2020 to look like. And when you get to that point of understanding what it looks like, all you have to do is wake up every day and check every box to leave it all on the field. Leave it all on the field for the next 60, 90 days. There's 100 and change days left in 2020. You could just go all the way to the end. In my business, there's a window of when it starts to slow down. But rest assured, if you can engineer the next 60 days and focus on separating yourself from the competition, focus on putting in the work every single day while everybody else is taking their foot off the gas, you'll be thankful that you did. You'll be thankful that you did at the end of 2020, and you'll be very thankful that you did going into 2021, because the habits that you develop, those habits are what change your life. It's not some advice that you get on this show. It's not some podcast that you listen to. It's the actions and the habits that you form in your own life by holding yourself accountable. I just told someone yesterday, man, don't expect people to get up and cheer for you every day, because you will be very disappointed. Learn how to cheer for yourself. Learn how to create discipline in your own life. Learn how to get a little bit better every day. Learn how to forgive yourself when you fall down and get back up. No days off. Don't take those days off that everybody else is going to take. Race to the finish line. Finish strong. Yesterday's message was finish strong. Hopefully you guys saw the video. If you didn't watch yesterday's show, I posted it on my Facebook wall. You can go over there and watch it. Finishing strong is what this is all about. 2020 will be a year you will never forget anyway. You might as well make it one to never forget for all the right reasons. That's it for today, guys. I will see you tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m., same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective. I appreciate all you guys being here this morning. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.